In the heart of the African savannah, there was a small village where people lived in harmony and peace. Among the villagers, there was a renowned goldsmith named Kola, who was famous for his exquisite craftsmanship. His gold creations were not only beautiful, but also imbued with a unique charm that captivated people of all ages. Kola had a daughter named Ada, who was as radiant as the gold her father crafted. Her beauty was the envy of the town, and her father's creations, which she sold at the market, were admired by one and all. Ada's enchanting smile and warm personality endeared her to the villagers who adored her as much as her father's gold. Ada possessed a sacred power. She had inherited her father's gift of goldsmithing, but also an extraordinary ability to infuse her creations with magic. This magical touch was what set her father's work apart, making it unmatched in the village and beyond. Ada had two friends, a set of twins, Kofi and Kessie. The three of them were inseparable, as they were always seen doing chores together. One day, the twins, Kofi and Kessie, hatched a plan to test her magical abilities. They believed that Ada's beauty and her father's success were the result of some dark magic, and they wanted to expose her. They asked her to create a necklace for Kola's sister, a gift for her upcoming wedding. Ada, who was always eager to showcase her talents, agreed to create the necklace. She spent days crafting the most intricate and beautiful piece of jewelry, imbuing it with her magical powers. Ada knew she had to come out with the best of all her creations for her aunt's wedding, as Auntie Cassie was not just her father's younger sister, she was a mother to her. Auntie Cassie raised her from when she was born alongside her father, who was always busy with his craft and got even more consumed with his work when he lost his wife at childbirth. Cassie took it upon herself to help her brother raise his daughter. Ada grew up being groomed by her auntie, and they were inseparable. Auntie Cassie was a spitting image of her brother Kola. This made it easy for people who did not know them to think she was Ada's biological mother. This was the case when Auntie Cassie met the gentleman who later became her fiancé, Brother Kehinde. He first caught sight of Cassie at her brother's goldsmithing shop when he traveled down to make bulk purchase, and he noticed a pretty young lady and how she tended to the little girl with her. And as the years went by, whenever he visited, he kept seeing the young lady and the beautiful little girl with her. He noticed the attention she showed the girl and how tenderly she talked with her. The sight of them became one of the things he looked forward to meeting whenever he visited the shop for his purchases. Until one day, in a chat with the goldsmith, he asked about his wife and daughter, who were absent at this particular visit. Kola laughed and asked him, "You mean my sister and my daughter?" Surprised, he asked, "How?" And Kola informed him the young woman was his younger sister, who was away studying and would be back the next month, while the young girl was his daughter from his late wife. Kehinde was happy with this new twist and looked forward to his next visit. Kehinde's visit in the next month became more frequent until the day he spotted Cassie in the shop. He introduced himself and their friendship began, which blossomed and led to them courting. They courted for a year and he proposed to Cassie, and the wedding preparations began. Ada not only took the challenge from her twin friends, but because she really wanted to do something special to appreciate Aunt Cassie, she spent weeks drafting the design, and when she was satisfied, she began crafting for days. And each time, Kofi and Cassie came visiting and asked her for their regular stroll around the village. Ada refused, as she had to finish her craft before the wedding day. As the wedding day grew close, when the twins saw the finished necklace, they were astonished by its beauty and the mesmerizing glow it emanated. The wedding day arrived, and as the bride wore the necklace, the entire village gathered to witness the magical display. The necklace danced around the bride's neck, changing colors and shapes, creating a breathtaking spectacle. The villagers were awestruck. They wanted to know what special thing Ada used in her creation that made it so beautiful. Realizing the truth about Ada's magical talents and her father's extraordinary skills, Kofi and Cassie, humbled by their friend's abilities, apologized for their doubts and asked for her forgiveness. Ada, being the kind-hearted person she was, forgave them and continued to use her magical powers to create even more beautiful and enchanting gold creations. News of Ada's magical goldsmithing spread far and wide, and people from neighboring villages flocked to the small village to witness her magic and purchase her exquisite creations. Ada's father, Kola, was proud of his daughter and the extraordinary talents she had inherited. Together, they continued to bring joy and wonder to the people of their village and beyond. Their bond strengthened by their shared gift of magic and goldsmithing. As months passed, Cassie sent a letter to her brother. It was good news. She had delivered a beautiful baby girl. Ada, filled with joy, traveled to the next village where her auntie now resides to help with the naming ceremony. In the kingdom of Arindale, Alexander, their prince, was known throughout the land for his kind heart, bravery, and his unwavering sense of duty to his people. But there was one thing missing in his life: true love. One day, while traveling through the neighboring village of Millstone, Prince Alexander happened upon a quiet little cottage adorned with flowers and bustling with joy. Curious, he approached and discovered that it was the home of Kehinde and his wife Cassie. Present with them was Cassie's niece, Ada. Ada was a radiant young woman with a smile that could light up the darkest of nights. She was kind, humble, and possessed a rare beauty that captured the prince's heart in an instant. As he watched her with her family, preparing for her aunt's baby's naming ceremony, he knew he had found the love he had been searching for. Despite their differing stations in life, Prince Alexander found himself drawn to Ada like a moth to a flame. He watched as she laughed with her guests, adorned the cottage with flowers, and helped her auntie prepare the feast for the celebration. Her beauty was not just external, but radiated from within, captivating everyone around her. Unable to resist the pull he felt towards Ada, the prince approached her and introduced himself. To his delight, Ada welcomed him with warmth and grace, her eyes sparkling with curiosity and interest. They talked and laughed together, sharing stories and dreams as if they had known each other for a lifetime. As the ceremony began, Prince Alexander found himself captivated by Ada's presence. Her gentle nature and kind heart touched something deep within him, and he knew in that moment that she was the one he had been waiting for. As the festivities continued, the prince found himself unable to tear his gaze away from Ada. He watched as she moved gracefully among the guests, her smile never fading, her laughter ringing like music in his ears. After the ceremony, Prince Alexander sought out Ada's father, the village goldsmith, and asked for his blessing to court his daughter. Surprised but pleased by the prince's request, Ada's father agreed, seeing the goodness and sincerity in the prince's eyes. And so, Prince Alexander began to court Ada in earnest. He showered her with gifts, serenaded her under the moonlit sky, and spoke of a future where they would be together forever. Ada, in turn, opened her heart to the prince, sharing her hopes, her fears, and dreams with him. As their love blossomed, the people of both villages watched in awe as the prince and the goldsmith's daughter fell deeply in love. They saw how Prince Alexander's eyes lit up whenever he looked at Ada, how he would do anything to make her smile, and how she brought out a side of him that no one had ever seen before. In a whirlwind of joy and happiness, Prince Alexander and Ada were married in a grand ceremony that brought the two villages together in celebration. The kingdom of Arindale rejoiced at the union of their beloved prince with the humble goldsmith's daughter, seeing in their love a reflection of hope and unity for all. And so, Prince Alexander and Ada began their life together as husband and wife, their love shining brighter than any jewel in the goldsmith's shop. They ruled the kingdom with fairness and compassion, earning the respect and admiration of all who knew them. As time passed, their love only grew stronger, weathering every storm and challenge that came their way. As they grew old together, hand in hand, the prince and the goldsmith's daughter knew that they were truly meant to be, a love story that would be told for generations to come.